Yo, YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Q, man, back at y'all with another video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. So, apparently, we have another dummy on the loose. Sherrone Moore, man, former head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, has been dismissed of his duties, and I believe he's in custody of the police right now because he was involved in a sex scandal at Michigan. Um, Wow, man. It seems to me like, man, these dudes just never learn from their peers' mistakes. Um, you know what I mean? It's another Shannon Sharp situation, but 10 times bad cuz Shannon didn't get arrested. Shannon just lost a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? But the situations are very eerily similar, man. Sharon Moore, man, uh a guy that was highly recommended by Jim Harbaugh, um, you know, to pass the keys down to him, you know what I mean, to lead the Wolverines in the future. They got a pretty solid team, Bryce Underwood. They got a good defense and all that. And Michigan just won the national championship not that long ago, you know? So you would think a head coach that is placed in this position, would take his job serious, man. And it's another situation where men, especially in the workforce, we need to learn how to control our lust, man. This is what I be saying, you know, um, when it comes to having relationships, you know, at your job and coworkers and whatnot. I think it's a no, man. And especially for more, man, when you're in the position that you're in. I mean, it's hard for me to feel sorry for you, man, because you have to understand the position that you are in. You are the head football coach. Or, I believe he's married. He has like 3 kids. And, long story short, man, the man was apparently messing around with his assistant. You know what I mean? And somehow, some way, the news came out, and he broke into the lady's house, or he threatened to kill her or something, and he got arrested. Michigan found out about it, obviously, and then they fired him not long after. And the only lesson that you can really get out of this situation, man, is learning how to control your lust. You know what I mean? Lust can destroy a man. And my thing is too, right? For more, he had an opportunity to build an empire, man. Loving family, it seems like. Um, already married. All he really had to do was stay the course. All he really had to do is coach the Michigan Wolverines up, and he would have been good. Now, I think rumors have it that Sharon Moore, when I believe during the Michigan and Ohio State game, you know, uh I believe people were saying that at halftime, when the Michigan Wolverines went into halftime down 17-9, he was messaging OnlyFans models. So obviously this guy is not locked in. Obviously this guy cared more about his off the field shenanigans than actually making the Wolverines a better team. I think the Wolverines went 8-5 this year, uh, with Bryce Underwood under center. Now, granted, the man is a freshman, you know what I mean, but at the same time, a lot of people had high hopes for him, and he pretty much had a disappointing season this year, man. Especially after signing that lucrative NIL deal. We were expecting a lot more from Bryce Underwood, but he ended up having like what 10 touchdowns to 9 interceptions on the season. Just wasn't a very good, year for Bryce Underwood. And could that be accustomed to his head coach not being locked in all the way? You know what I mean? Because the team reflects the coaching staff, the head coach, man, in particular. And if Moore wasn't locked in, then I'm not expecting the Michigan Wolverines to be 100% locked in. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. Um, Now, Ryan Clark, of ESPN, had a lot to say about sharing more, and he's catching a lot of heat from it as well. Me, in my honest opinion, I sort of kind of agree with Ryan Clark, but a lot of things that he said, it just a little over the top for me. Like he was saying that it's going to be a lot harder for other African Americans to get a job as a head coach. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that it's always going to be difficult for an African American to get head coaching gigs just because, where they're used to seeing, I'm not going to say it, but they're used to seeing a white male figure in that position. You know what I mean? That's what we're used to seeing when we watch, NFL and all that bullshit. But I do believe that moving forward, though, programs like Michigan and other college programs are probably going to do a lot more due diligence when it comes to hiring head coaches just because of this situation. Now, this is not the first time, something like this has happened. You know what I mean? Rick Pitino got caught up in a scandal once. Urban Meyer as well. You know what I mean? So it's happened before. It's not something that's not common, it's just sad for me to see another black man, throw away an opportunity, you know what I mean? That was, a good opportunity at that. Just threw it all away, man, just for some side coochie. It's sad, you know what I mean? Especially when you got some coochie at home, you know what I mean? And you got 3 kids. It just doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make, you know, it's a bad look for your family. You know what I mean? It's just a bad look for your peers. And I honestly think it's a bad look on John Harbaugh, the guy that recommended you for the job. You know what I mean? Moore did such a good job, I believe, with the Michigan Wolverines defense when the year that they won the national title. You know what I mean? Just to turn around and get the head coaching job and do this. And granted, man, 8-5 is not the best record in the world, but 8-5 is a record you can build off of. 8-5 is not a record that'll get you fired. So your job was secure. You know what I mean? All you had to do, man, is coach. Coach the team and keep your nose clean. You know what I mean? I think somebody needs to evaluate this man. He might have CTE, or he might be on some type of, he might be on some type of dope, man, because it doesn't make any sense to me how somebody can fumble an opportunity this bad. We got to stop thinking with the little head, man, and we got to start thinking with the big head. Come on, man. When you're in a position like that, you have to think of every possible scenario, man. And the number one thing I be telling people when it comes to working a job, work your job, get the fuck out, and go home. That's it. Stop crapping where you sleep. That makes no sense. Are you gonna take a shit on your bed before you lay on it? Are you gonna take a shit on your table before you eat on it? No. So why are you messing around with your assistant at work? Knowing that if this gets out, you have way more to lose, man. You're making millions of dollars just to coach a fucking football team. And you gave that up for some side coochie? It's 2025, man. Seems like a lot of dudes still got their head up their ass. It seems like a lot of dudes out here still got their head up their ass, man. Will Sharon Moore ever get another head coaching gig? I don't know. I don't know, man, because this is not like any other scandal, man. The man got arrested for breaking in for home invasion, breaking and entering. On top of that, he's messaging OnlyFans models at halftime when you're supposed to be making adjustments. You're supposed to be making adjustments. You're on OnlyFans trying to make arrangements. Come on, man. We gotta do better, man. We got to do better. You got to be more careful, dog. This makes absolutely no sense. Why this man would do this? It makes absolutely no sense, man. I think he needs to be evaluated for a concussion or something because this is just this is crazy. It's crazy, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about Sherrone Moore, man. I don't really have too much to say about this because I don't like talking about idiots and stupid people, man. Because some people are just stupid. You know what I mean? I just don't. Me personally, man, with that, with his way of thinking, I don't even understand how the hell he got that job. Honestly, I really don't understand how he got that job because you would expect somebody that's the head coach of a college football team to be more smarter than this, man. It's just stupid, man. Stupid. Threw his whole life away for some side coochie. And if you look in the media, right, you would think the man he's a stand up guy. But on the side, man, he's doing this bullshit. Come on, man. Control y'all lust, man. Fellas, control y'all lust, man. And let's get this money. You know what I'm saying? You already settled life. You already settled down, man. With a shorty, man. What are you putting that in jeopardy for? For some side coochie? I'll never understand these dudes, man. Honestly, man, they should have hired me. To be honest with you, I probably would have only lasted a year. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing when it comes to coaching a fucking football team, nigga. But damn, I wouldn't have did that bullshit. But yeah, man, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. And money makes people do some stupid stuff, man. When people get some money in their pocket, they just think that they untouchable, I guess. But yeah, man, you not, man. Anything that's done in the dark will come to light, man. It's 2025, man. Come on, come on, more. You gotta be smarter than that, bro. But I'm done talking about this dickhead, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. I'm out.